Hello, everyone. This is Dan here until someone's actually going to join. Sharing the link. I am broadcasting live from today, August, and one of broadcasting today is because tomorrow I'll be doing my first ever full distance Ironman, and I feel like talking to myself a little bit and sharing like how I'm feeling. I'll be recording this and put it on my YouTube because I've got a blog as well. For those of you that don't know, you'll find it on my profile page, and that's why I want to keep that, because I've so far started a YouTube channel to document my Ironman journey. A lot of videos about swimming, cycling, and running, and traveling as well. Started the journey 1.5 years ago, and now it's gonna get serious. It's not like Christmas, but close to. On Sunday, I'll be doing Ironman Hamburg, which is gonna be a very long day, starting at 7 a.m. with a 3.8 kilometer swim, then followed by a 180 kilometers bike ride through Hamburg and obviously outside Hamburg, and I'm not a local. And then last but not least, running a marathon. So I was just joined me on this broadcast. This is not a beer, this is just plain water. Hello. I was just sharing that the big day has finally come. Closer. It's the day before my first ever Ironman. And I wanted just to talk a little bit and share how I'm feeling. I arrived in Hamburg on Thursday. Today's Saturday, obviously. And it's been nice here in Hamburg. Everything. Got a hotel pretty much in the city center. Actually overseeing the lake that I'll be swimming in tomorrow. Can see that room. But the last 2 days have unfortunately been super, super rainy. So not very, very nice, but the forecast for Sunday, for race day, actually looks much better. No rain, I think 17 degrees Celsius on the forecast. So almost like picture perfect conditions. So let's cross the fingers. At the moment, it's a super gray. Not like the weather you want to go out. On Thursday, and what's pretty awesome as well is that my parents are here as well. So I grew up in Germany, but I live in London now. For those of you who don't know me, and I managed to get my parents come over and a few friends as well. It will actually be, my parents are staying at the same hotel, which is nice, and we'll be having dinner tonight again. This time from now, a few friends are coming as well. And my wife's with me as well. Right now, I'm gonna put her on this broadcast, but I'll take the opportunity as well to send a huge thank you to my wife, who's been absolutely amazing and supportive here, like throughout the last couple of days. I can only assume, like, when you're a partner and joining someone who is about to do the first Ironman. I wouldn't say I've been an absolute nightmare, but definitely been absolutely nervous, and she has been with me and super patient. So a huge thank you goes to my wife, and also to all of my friends along this journey. I've been training for this event. I've done a training program that lasted 24 weeks. I've trained 24 weeks, but I count like all the other days, months, and years before as well, because you don't just start there. I mentioned it earlier, like my Ironman journey started 1.5 years ago, where I decided to do my first triathlon. Then the first, that was Blenheim Palace Triathlon in the UK, in Blenheim. And then a few months later, my first 70.3 in Jönköping, Sweden. This year, I did 70.3 in Staffordshire, UK. And yeah, tomorrow, the big day, Ironman Hamburg. So I want to thank everyone who's been supporting me, who's probably watching right now as well. I don't know if you can see me. It's been a weird feeling, like broadcasting. It's my first ever broadcast. So guys, I hope the message comes across. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting me. That means a lot. And I'll be carrying you tomorrow throughout the race if I feel like the ups and downs and whatever's gonna happen like in that race. I've got no idea, because never ever have I done a 3.8 kilometer swim followed by a 180 kilometer bike ride and then ran a marathon. So I'll have to experience a lot of new stuff, but I'm very excited and I trained well. So I am confident again. I mentioned it. I do feel nervous, but on the other hand, I took it easy the last few days. I went for the swim test today, and the water temperature was like 20 degrees, which felt absolutely fine. I'm excited about the swim. Swim is not my strongest discipline, to be honest, but it turned out to be the one that I actually enjoy the most. So let's hope it's gonna be the same tomorrow. There's gonna be a rolling start and something that's called like Australian exit, which means we'll be actually swimming 2,500 meters in the Ulster underneath the bridge as well. It's gonna be awesome. And then coming back out, just a few meters, and then going back in for the last 1,400 meters. So I think that's actually quite nice. And the swim start is at 7 a.m. in the morning. And then, yeah, a very long transition area, to be honest. So all along the water, and then, yeah, we'll be going out on that bike ride. So yeah, I was just talking about, it's funny, like if you talk to yourself, like you kind of like lose focus a lot. So I hope this is not all over the place. I think I started that I do feel nervous, but on the other hand, I'm looking forward and I'm well prepared. So that's what I keep telling myself. And that's what my feelings are like at this stage. I think another thing that's probably worth mentioning is, yeah, so then, how you're feeling. Are you excited? Are you nervous? I wouldn't say like the worst part, obviously, but you get like to a point where you just want the race to start. And given that I've been here like since Thursday, it's been very relaxing and very, very, very calm so far. But it feels like it's been dragging on forever. Like, you go like to the expo, and by the way, like not the expo, like the registration and all the stuff is in the city center, which is absolutely amazing. And so everything is super central. T1 and T2 is at the same place. That's one of the things, in Staffordshire that was a little bit, I would say, like annoying but tricky, obviously, if you've got T1 and T2 on different places. So yeah, I'm just really want the race to start now, almost like to a point, where I wanted to have it start right now, so that it's finally over, over in a positive sense, obviously, right? But yeah, again, got my friends coming over now. We'll have dinner, and I'll try to get an early night, because tomorrow morning I'll be getting up at 5 o'clock-ish, a bit before 5 o'clock, because I want to be at the transition area at 6 a.m. Transition area closes at 6:30, but what I still need to do in the morning, obviously, like the bike and everything is so well organized, you have to take the bike and all of your transition bags to the areas today. But what I want to do tomorrow and what I still have to do tomorrow is take my bottles, take my bottles with all the gels and take it to the bike. And yeah, then and I have to be finished by 6:30 a.m. So I'm trying to be at the transition area at 6 o'clock and yeah, getting up at just before 5, I guess. Because yeah, it's just going to take me 10 minutes. That's pretty awesome. The hotel is so close to the transition area. Just get a bit of a juice here. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, I just can't wait for it to finally start, and I'm excited. I've got a lot of friends and family supporting me, and yeah, can't let them down. Can't let myself down. But I think what I've also been telling me a lot of times is, I've trained like really, really hard for that. If you ask me, are there any goals? Yeah, I want to finish, and I've learned from previous experiences, like my first ever. Everything's like first ever. Like the more pressure you add to yourself, yeah, the higher the risk, like that something bad's gonna happen. And I'm not really performing well. So I mean, this is massive. Like for me, I honestly just want to finish, but yeah, my training plan prepped me for a sub 12-hour finish. So if everything goes all right, I hopefully should be able to do that. But if not, I honestly don't care. I just want to hit the finish line. But also, I will not leave anything behind. That's for sure. I think that you have to be very smart on the bike with your pacing and your nutrition. I do have a power meter, so I can really stick to that. I know what I can do, and just keep riding in a smart way, so that I won't kill my legs completely. And I think when it gets to the run, this is where your mental strength comes into play, where you just gotta push through. Yeah, this is my this is my goal, but I'm also, which means finish, right? But I'm also going to be smart as well and say, look, well enough. I feel great at the moment. That planned with trained with training, and actually my going down, but my form's going up. So I'd be well prepared. But if throughout the race, something bad's going to happen, knock on wood, that's not the case. I'll make the right judgment call, whatever that's going to be. So because the thing is, like, this is only my second season in triathlon, and I invested in a really nice bike, and I want to continue doing that sport for a very, very long time. So what's the point, when something bad happens? Push through just for the sake of it, and then ruin your own health. So health and safety first, and then celebration and pushing and finishing strong. Hopefully that goes hand in hand. But yeah, we'll again really have to see, because this is my very, very first time. Thanks a lot who's watching at the moment. Feel free to drop me a message, like in the chat, if there's anything you'd like me to ask. If not, I'm gonna close this broadcast soon. Do like until 5:30 German time, just another 10 minutes of me talking to myself, which is going to be recorded on YouTube, so you can watch that later on. But yeah, again, I just wanted to watch that video at some point later. Experience like what I was saying, how I was feeling, how I saw myself later on. Because I started that YouTube channel where you can see like my whole journey that started 1.5 years ago to this Ironman, and you can watch all the things that led like to Ironman Hamburg, to me in the end, there's a green belt. I've got the blue race belt, but there's also a green one that you get if you're a fan. So I'm gonna put that on as well at some point today. So yeah, that was my point with like the whole YouTube channel, that I can look back and see how I felt before my first Ironman. And yeah, some could say it's time for my YouTube channel to end then, because yeah, that would wrap things up nicely, if I manage to be an Ironman. But as I mentioned earlier, I want to continue doing this sport. That's happening after it. I use football analogy a lot of times, where I just talk to myself and compare everything like with football, and what they teach you in football or soccer. Just focus from one game to another. And at the moment, like, this game is Ironman Hamburg. So all my thoughts and focus is on that. And we'll see how I'm gonna feel after the race. Got a lot of footage from traveling to Hamburg, from the check-in, from the open water swim test that happened today, which I'm gonna put on my YouTube channel. There's gonna be obviously 2 videos from Ironman Hamburg. One is like the race report. I've got friends and family. My wife is here; she'll be filming, so we'll have hopefully some good footage. And I can't emphasize strong enough, like, huge credits to her for filming, for being there. Like, one guy actually said, like, this is for the spectators as well. One of the longest days in their lives, because yeah, starts super early and yeah, and super early. And I'm also buzzing, like, to experience for the very first time the people that finish. Just that, like, the very, very end, like when the cutoff time, which you see like in so many inspirational videos, and proper excited, not just about hopefully finishing myself, but getting inspired by all the other athletes that I see along the way. And there's going to be like 4 laps on the run, which gives everyone, I think, the opportunity to see a lot of other athletes competing for the same goal, and hopefully encouraging each other. And then, yeah, when you finish, everyone has like their own story that comes with it, which is absolutely amazing. By the way, you'll get, because it's 4 laps, so we get like these bands in 4 different colors after each lap. So one thing that I want to share here, like on that channel as well, is my strategy on the run, which is funny. That kind of like wanna take it like that, make it like, when you come off the bike. I remember that, like, on my half Ironman distance, I was like proper excited, that the bike's kind of like finally over and you can run. So I hope the first lap is like getting used to running. Second lap, push like through halfway point. And third lap, I picture that to be very hard. And usually, because I've done 3 marathons before, I know like that the last 10K are absolutely horrible. They've always been for me. But on an Ironman, I hope it's going to be not easier, but you obviously have a different motivation, because you're 10 more kilometers, and you can cross that finish line and hear that you're on Ironman thing. So I hope, third one might be hard, and then just push, whatever is gonna happen. Walk, run, walk. I don't care. Get like to that finish line. And yeah, that's the spirit. But again, I also asked someone, like, how does that compare, like, with just running a marathon? Someone who's more experienced, and she said, but then for her, it's like when you run, you've already done 2 things. So she just said it's just one more thing to do, which helped her mentally. It's the last bit. So just looking back on all the achievements that you've done so far in the race, which I think is nice, very nice as well. And yeah, I see, what my thoughts are going to be like post Ironman Hamburg. And yeah, to all of you watching that now, or later, with an Ironman, or wanna do one, I hope I can inspire the one on the other. I I thank you everyone again, like for the support on my YouTube channel. It's been really, really, really great. And if there is no more stuff, I don't know if the chat's working or not. I think my Hangouts might have an issue. I don't really know. If not, I'm sure I'm very likely going to do another broadcast after the Ironman, which I'm going to plan a little bit more organized in an organized way, because today was very spontaneous. So I'll do another broadcast and sharing like my experience with you. Maybe have someone join me in that broadcast as well, because I feel that makes it a little bit easier rather than just to talk to the camera. Anyway, guys, this is Dan from Hamburg. I am excited. Can't wait for the race to start tomorrow. Thanks everyone for crossing the fingers. My race number is 12:45. 12:45, and hopefully tomorrow I will become one of those. So, with that being said, thanks guys for tuning in. Lots of love to wherever you are. 7 a.m. race start here local time, and hopefully at some point I'll be, can't tell you when, but I'll be done, and I'll keep you posted. And yeah, there's live tracking obviously like on the Ironman page, and feel free, yeah, to send me some. Oops, send me some. Let me just check. Send me some remote strong running vibes, and just check one thing. And all the messages definitely help. And even if you just think of me, I feel that I've got that in my heart. It is 5:30 now. I'll close this broadcast. Thanks everyone for watching, and I see you, as I always say, in my next blog, which is going to be the pre-race report, and on my social media channels, whether it's Strava, whether it's my YouTube, my Instagram, the DNOS, Twitter, the DNOS. Just, you'll find your way, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in, and lots of love to everyone. I'll talk to you post my Ironman race. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything's going to be fine. Bye, guys.